They say hospitals never truly sleep. Even when the halls are silent and the lights dim to a faint blue hum, something still moves through them, something that doesn't belong among the living. It was around 3 a.m. when the night nurse Clara began her rounds. The air in the east wing of St. Augustine Hospital always felt different at night. Colder, heavier, like the walls were holding their breath. The patients were asleep, machines beeping softly, the faint smell of antiseptic lingering in the air. She had just checked room 314, an elderly man recovering from surgery, when she heard it. Soft footsteps echoing down the hall. Not the brisk pace of a doctor or the rubber squeak of another nurse's shoes, but something slower, deliberate, almost like someone pacing, back and forth. Clara frowned. She was the only nurse assigned to that wing tonight. "Hello?" she called out softly. "Anyone there?" Silence. Only the hum of fluorescent lights responded. She shook it off and went on to the next room, room 316. As she entered, the patient, a frail man in his 70s, was wide awake, trembling. His eyes darted toward the foot of his bed. "Please," he whispered, "make her go away." Clara froze. "Who?" she asked, her voice tight. He raised a trembling finger. "The nurse," he said. "The one in white. She was just standing there." Clara turned toward the foot of the bed. No one. Just the empty shadows stretching up the wall. "It's okay," she soothed him. "You must have been dreaming." But the patient shook his head, his voice cracking. She was watching me. Her face was wrong. A chill ran down Clara's spine. She checked his vitals. Normal. Then stepped back into the hallway, heart pounding. The corridor was empty, but the temperature had dropped, enough to see her breath fog in the air. That's when she noticed it. A faint reflection in the window at the end of the hall. A figure standing just around the corner. A woman in a crisp white nurse's uniform. Clara exhaled in relief. "Oh, thank God, Julia," she started, thinking it was her co-worker. But when she turned the corner, there was no one there. Only the faint sound of footsteps moving further down the corridor, away from her. The lights flickered. She followed, calling out again, but the footsteps led her toward the old ward, a part of the hospital long closed off for renovation. The door was supposed to be locked, but it wasn't. It creaked open on its own. Inside, the air was stale and cold, the smell of dust and rust heavy. Old hospital beds sat lined against the wall, their wheels squeaking faintly as if disturbed by something unseen. At the far end of the hall stood the nurse in white. Clara froze. She could see her clearly now. Her back turned, her posture still, her white uniform impossibly clean, gleaming in the dim light. "Hello?" Clara called, her voice barely above a whisper. The nurse turned her head slightly, and that's when Clara saw her face, or rather, what was left of it. The eyes were hollow, black pits that seemed to swallow the light around them. Her mouth was stretched too wide, like someone had tried to carve a smile into her skin. Clara stumbled backward, her heart hammering. The ghost nurse began to move, not walking but gliding, her feet never touching the floor. Her head twitched with every movement, as if her neck was snapping with each step closer. "Code Blue, East Wing," Clara screamed into her radio, but it crackled with static. The figure stopped inches away from her, tilting its head slowly. And then, it whispered, "You shouldn't be here after dark." The lights above exploded. The hallway plunged into darkness. Clara dropped her flashlight. Its beam rolled across the floor and caught a glimpse of the ghost's hand, thin, pale, bones protruding through translucent skin. Then, silence. When the other nurses arrived minutes later, they found Clara unconscious in the middle of the old ward. She was cold to the touch, her pulse weak, her lips murmuring something over and over again. She smiled at me. Since that night, the East Wing has been closed to all staff after midnight. But sometimes security guards swear they still see a figure in white gliding past the windows. And if you listen closely, beneath the hum of hospital lights, you can still hear a faint whisper echo through the halls. "You shouldn't be here after dark."